So you're starting your Sons of the Forest playthrough, or you're already playing and wondering what you should be doing first. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've come to the right place because in today's video, we're going to be going over exactly what you should be doing to get the best start in Sons of the Forest. Now, I have already made my building guide, so if you are looking to understand the free building a little bit better, I highly recommend checking that out. But the first tip, I think, is a pretty obvious one. We can go over it really quick, and that is to build near a fresh water source. This is for multiple reasons, one of being you can get infinite water from here, so you can always be hydrated whenever you're near your base. You can fill up your canteens, and you can have your companion fish for you, which is so unbelievably helpful at the beginning of the game, except for when he just decides to run off with your fish. That's right, buddy. Bring me the fish. Now, what I typically do is once I find a fresh water source, what we can do is we can have him go and get fish, and what I do is instead of like having him give it to me, I have him drop it right here, and you can collect a lot of fish this way. So what you can do with the fish, you can do a couple different things. If you've got all of your fish already on the fire, then you can hang them on a drying rack. And this drying rack can be built. You can switch modes with this build mode. It's going to be in this kind of free building mode when you start. You can hold X to switch it over to here, and then you have these storage options. And then I believe on like the third page of the storage options, we have the drying rack, which is just 13 sticks. Now, if you really are in a bind, you can definitely just eat them completely raw while flopping around, and there seems to be no negative effects from this. You get a lot of health back, as well as filling up your food quite a bit. Now, if you do want to actively hunt for yourself, we get a recipe that we can use very early in the game. It's going to take one stick, or two sticks rather. You're going to need a knife, which you get at the beginning of the game, and then you're going to need some duct tape as well. Once you put all of these on here, you can hit the combine button, and you're going to make yourself a nice little spear. Now, the spear is going to be one of your best sources for food as well as self-defense at the beginning of the game. You can use it to go spear fishing, which is, it's a little bit of a pain. I find it easier just to have your companion do it, but you can definitely do it on your own at really any water source. Now, once you catch a fish with your spear, you can either grab it off of your stick by tapping E, or you can actually eat it directly off the stick if you hold E. Now, unfortunately, turtles are also a really good source of food at the beginning of the game. You don't have to kill them, but you can kill them with the spear and take all of their meat for yourself. I'm gonna let this turtle live, because it's kind of graphic when you do it, but it is definitely a good option. Also, another tip, I don't know if this is a glitch, but if you go back to the location where you started, these chests seems like every few days will actually respawn with stuff in them. So if you're needing to stock up on things, you can head back to your crash site and actually collect some of the really good items that you can get at the beginning of the game. Now that we've got our first form of defense, probably some food stocked up and a good fresh water source, it's time to explore. We're actually going to go get the 3D printer, which is going to allow us to get some really handy items in the game, and you can find it really easily by going to one specific location. So the cave in question is a guaranteed place for us to be able to find the 3D printer, which is going to have some great items, and the one we're looking for is actually right here. This is going to be relatively close to where you started, depending on where you actually landed in your playthrough. Now, you can open up your GPS to locate it. We're actually going to one of these green blinking dots that is on our GPS, and you can zoom in and out of your GPS by clicking in on the middle mouse button. Now, you can see from my playthrough, I started kind of far away, all the way over there. You can see where Kelvin is back there. I call him Kevin. Kevin's a better name, but nobody ever hears me say that. Anyways, what we need to do is you can see these three purple dots here. This is part of a quest, and one of them is out in the water. And if you locate that one, then you're going to kind of follow this river up, and this is going to be where this green blinking dot is that we need to actually go to. Now, once you're here, we can just go right on through this little hole right here and get into the cave. Now, once inside the cave, if you have a torch or a flashlight or anything like that, it'll probably come in handy, but we're just going to be using our flashlight for this until we kind of just move forward into this actually like abandoned bunker that's here. And inside of this bunker is going to be this 3D printer sitting right here. Now, you're definitely going to want to spend some time looting this entire area. There's plenty of this printer resin and stuff lying around for you to be able to craft some of the very important things that you're going to need at the very beginning of the game. So just collect everything that you can around this area. Now, thankfully, you can also save and rest at this little bed that's on the ground. There's quite a few things that we can actually print here. You're going to get a lot of arrows probably already from collecting stuff, so I'm not going to make those. That's 50 milliliters each. A flask, very handy, so I'm going to print one of these. All I got to do is just hold E, and it's going to begin printing. Now, you'll see it's going to start using up that printer filament that we have in there, and it already has like 850 when we get here, so plenty to be able to get quite a few good items. Once it's done, we should be able to grab that right from the top, and we've got our flask. Now we can hit R on here. One of the very important items that we need, 150 milliliters for this mask. This mask is going to come in very handy. It's a pretty weird looking mask, but we can actually use this to deter certain mutants within the game, and we'll show exactly how this works in a moment. Now, if you're feeling fancy, you can make one of these tech mesh for 200 milliliters, and once you craft that, you can go into your inventory, and it's going to take one tech mesh, and we're going to need some of this wire, so we'll add the wire on there. We're also going to need some duct tape, always. Duct tape is the best. One of these circuit boards, and some batteries. You should get the majority of these things already from your crash site, and we can combine that all into a tech armor piece that we can wear. It goes on our arm similar to how in the forest you can make these like little leaf arm things. It adds one armor. It's not bad. Now that we're done messing around in the dungeon, I can show you how this mask works. We've got a little encampment right here. So we're going to equip this mask, and what we can do is, as long as we aren't aggressive, this will actually deter certain mutants from attacking us. And specifically, it's these ones right here. We can put the mask on like this, and it'll kind of get them to not attack us after a while, which is pretty nice. It doesn't work on the crawly ones. The crawly ones are no bueno. The ones that like crawl on all fours and jump on the trees and things like that. It doesn't work for them. Oh, that's nice. It looks like they impaled that dude right through the balloon knot. Not a fan of that. But yeah, we can, as long as we're not aggressive, we can put the mask on, and they shouldn't attack us. You'll see they kind of like come up all creepy on us. They'll get all mad and things like that, but they won't really bother you as long as you don't attack them. So this mask can come in really handy in a sticky situation, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm kind of wondering if it works on these big dudes. I don't think it does. These big dudes, I've been attacked by these big dudes before. This dude's got no nose. Usually they have like a mask on, but it seems to work for them as well, which is really, really nice. But ladies and gentlemen, that does it for today's Sons of the Forest tips and tricks video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to hit that like button, show the videos some love. And I've got plenty of other things to find. Oh, there's a dude tied up right there. I wonder if we should help them. Maybe we'll do that in the next video. But thank you all so much. Plenty of little secrets to find in the game, so definitely make sure to keep an eye out on the channel for all of the future Sons of the Forest videos. And I'll see you all in the next one.